All right, do you want the good news first, or do you want the bad news? It. We'll start with the good news. The good news is going into midnight, Arms Warriors are getting a lot of love, probably like more detail than I've seen in my 20 years of playing the game. The bad news is it does require us to read, and with two brain cells, a little hard. But let's break it down, shall we? First, we're going to look at the core tree. They changed Barbaric Training and Crushing Force to both only require 1 talent point now instead of 2. This frees up more talenting for you. In fact, if you really wanted to, and I don't see why you would, maybe in PvP, you could take out the 6% increased damage, and you can grab all 4 capstones at the bottom. Now for the arms tree. You may notice something has returned that's been gone this entire alpha, specifically for Arms Warriors. That's right, we finally got Avatar back. In prior builds, it was only for Fury and Prot, and thank God Blizzard listened. So, they've redesigned Avatar a little bit. For Arms, it's going to give you reduced damage to area effects by 5%. For Fury, it's going to give you 5% movement speed. And for Prot, it's going to give you 3% damage reduction. So, yay! We got Avatar back. In prior builds, Arms only had Bladestorm. In this build, we have a choice node now for Ravager. Ravager's changed a little bit. It will only throw the Ravager weapon at the target location. So, whatever you have targeted, that's where Ravager goes. You don't have freedom of being able to place it wherever you would like. However, while it's active, your Cleave and Whirlwind deals more damage. So you just have a choice node between having Bladestorm or Ravager. Cool. They also increased the damage of Dreadnought, finally, because it was doing nothing, by 180%. They replaced Soften 'em Up, which is when you hit Slam, you had 10% increased damage to Mortal Strike, second to 3 times, which is just a terrible rotation and you almost never would use, to Martial Prowess. So now Overpower and Slam give your next Mortal Strike 5% increase, stacked to 3 times. So way better for rotation. They also changed Brute Force to now just be a flat 10% increased chance to proc Tactician, and they changed Efficiency to be a rage cost reduction of Slam by 25%. Anything that applies to Slam also applies to the proc of Heroic Strike, which they changed the end capstone here for Master of Warfare, that is just a flat CDR of 5 seconds off CS. So instead of like waiting for these stacks to fall off and you get your CDR, you just get it when you hit the ability. Really good. But there's one final major change for Arms. If you look at the top of the talent tree, you'll notice something's changed since prior alpha builds. Originally, Dime of the Sword had a shared choice node with Ignore Pain. Ignore Pain now has a shared choice node with Fueled by Violence, which is the heals off of Deep Wounds and Rend, right? They made it even better. So, Ignore Pain sadly is now on the GCD, but it has a 20-second cooldown, no longer costs rage, and the damage prevented is increased by 100%. That's beautiful. You can have this as well as Dime of the Sword now. Arms is getting tanky. Love it. Now, this video is already too long, which means it's probably not going to get a lot of traction. But I'm just excited to share some of these things. If you'd like to hear a longer version of that, I'll be working on a long-form video later this week. Probably today. So check out that page if you'd like to. Make sure to hit the follow button. Cheers, and have a legendary day.